First tonight, a new report on the controversial proposed Mexican-American Studies textbook gives it a failing grade. A group of scholars met in Brownsville today to reveal the findings.
Well, they say the book is filled with errors. CBS 4's Tiffany Huertas is live in the studio right now with the very latest. Tiffany?
The independent panel of experts and scholars spent months building this 53-page report on the proposed social studies special topic textbook called Mexican-American Heritage.
A group of scholars gathered in Brownsville with a unified message.
This book offers one thing: hate. Hate towards Mexican Americans.
The committee of scholars from the Rio Grande Valley and across Texas, convened by Texas State Board of Education member Ruben Cortez, issued a report on the textbook, finding it to be flawed and full of errors. The textbook, called Mexican American Heritage, is the only one that has been submitted to the state's school board following a request back in 2014. Scholars say there's a number of factual errors in the proposed textbooks, and they should not be placed in the shelves. The group found over 141 passages of errors.
You go after 20, 30 pages and there's omissions of information that should be included there. For instance, the textbook in no way talks about Spanish Texas. They talk about the California missions, but they don't talk about Spanish Texas, because if you start talking about Spanish Texas, then your conclusions you come up later that Mexicans are lazy doesn't fit.
In one of the sidebars, it states, stereotypically, Mexicans were viewed as lazy compared to European or American workers. Industrialists were very driven, competitive men who were always on the clock and continually concerned about efficiency.
If a Latino student or a non-Latino student was to accept as facts what is presented in the textbook, then that Latino student would have to reject his family or her family and their community.
In another passage linking Mexican Americans to immigration, they have caused a number of economic and security problems in the United States. Problems such as poverty, drugs, crime, exploitation, and non-assimilation. In the chapter question section, it discusses the word Chicano and whether it's important to study the term.
Are Chicano studies beneficial to Mexican American culture? Explain, and this is the most troubling part. How did Cesar Chavez challenge this vision?
Some Mexican American students we spoke with find this proposed textbook offensive.
I, a proud daughter and Mexican American, do not find it fair to have stereotypical statements about Mexican Americans being lazy in a book I could be required to read.
Mexican American and other Latino students now make up a little over 2.7 million students in our Texas public schools. It is not special treatment to ask that we have the opportunity to learn about our Mexican American history.
According to the Texas Education Agency, a panel of educators and members of the public have been reviewing the textbook this summer. At this point, this textbook has simply been submitted by the publisher for review. The State Board of Educators will vote on this textbook in November.
The textbook is produced by a company called Momentum Instruction. In a statement to CBS 4, Cynthia Dunbar, a former State Board of Education member who is tied to the production of the book, told me there is no objective to be in any way negative. She says they care about Mexican American history being taught and there is no hidden agenda. Live in the studio, Tiffany Huertas, CBS 4 News and ValleyCentral.com.